Stillness allows us to connect with our sacredness. And what could be more valuable at this time in the human unfolding? The star beings from Hyades have many amazing qualities that would serve our expansion at this time, our individual and collective awakening. This alignment is a fantastic time to regain your center, put some energy back into your well-being, and enhance your life force. One of the underlying dominant themes with this alignment is about redirecting your external focus. But for now, during this powerful alignment to 3 of the main fixed stars in the Hyades star cluster, they want us to focus on one simple thing: stillness. Hey, I'm Kelly. Today, I want to touch on a few key energies that are available during this alignment to the Hyades star system. The focus of this video will be the energies available during this alignment, and I will cover more of the traits and characteristics of the Hyadian starseeds in another video. This alignment is a fantastic time to regain your center, put some energy back into your well-being, and enhance your life force energy. One of the underlying dominant themes for this alignment is about redirecting our external focus. Let's dive in. We have the sun conjuncting 3 of the main stars, Hyadum-I, Hyadum-II, and Ain, in the early degrees of Gemini, starting from about May 25th through the 31st, and Venus will begin transiting these same stars around May 27th to June 2nd. Before we jump into some of the fun details about the Sun and Venus alignments, I want to share 3 core energies that will be activated and available through this alignment. These are the specific messages I've received about this alignment. Stillness. Stillness as a way of being is more than just a way of life to the Hyadians. It's central to how they function as beings. It goes far beyond culture. It's biological, genetic, inherited collective memory or instinct in some way. It's part of their morphic field as a collective who is highly integrated into the consciousness of their own planet. Stillness is less about the activity and more about the feeling. What gives you a moment of pause? What gets you so totally present that nothing else matters? I see balance and stillness as 2 different things. We can think of balance as the intersection of input and output, inflow and outflow, an equilibrium of effort and momentum, where momentum reaches equilibrium, and where resistance yields to flow. Stillness is not always the absence of chaos, but it can be. I found this quote many years ago, and I think it summarizes this point perfectly. Peace. It does not mean to be in a place where there is no noise, trouble, or hard work. It means to be in the midst of those things and still be calm in your heart. Stillness is the point where effort subsides and distractions fall away. It's what gives birth to contentment. What are some moments of stillness you can think of from your past? Is there a common thread to those moments? What is it that causes your distractions to fall away? Here are some examples. Sitting or laying in a quiet room. Sitting or laying outside on a nice day. Feeling the sun on your face or the wind in your hair. Listening to the sounds of nature. Watching the stars dance across the sky. Spending quality time with friends or family and loved ones. Spending quality time with yourself. Doing any form of self-care, like getting a massage. Hey, it counts. Stillness in whatever form that causes your distractions to fall away. This is the gift of the Hyades. This is what they want us to experience. The next quality that came through was sharing. As I sat with this part of the energy or the message, I kept getting that the Hyades star beings do not compete for resources. The word sharing is the first thing that came to mind. But this message goes way beyond just sharing things with others. The deeper message here was about not competing for resources to begin with. So let's look at this point a little more. Here's a quick summary of this aspect of the Hyadian way of life, their way of being. This is what comes natural to them. It's an innate part of who they are. Don't take more than you need. Don't use in excess. And don't restrict others from accessing something that should be available. We can take this part in many different ways. So what are some things that come to your mind? At first glance, this may seem similar to things we've heard around on the concepts of abundance and scarcity. But sit with this for a while and see what else comes through for you. The idea of abundance includes many different things to many different people, but here are just a few of the most common points. Let's start with abundance mindset. The abundance mindset refers to an internal paradigm and set of beliefs. Basically, it means you believe there is enough for you and for others, that you choose to align your beliefs and energy with this understanding that there's enough. The key point here is that it's internal. Next is abundance of resources, which refers to external quantities of material things, ranging from our basic needs to things we want because they make us happy. The key point here is that it's external and material in nature. Then we come to the scarcity mindset. Next, we come to the scarcity mindset, which refers to internal paradigms, just like the abundance mindset. But the scarcity mindset is more focused on the contrasting expressions of the abundance mindset. Basically, it's the opposite, meaning it's the belief that there's not enough to go around, that you can't manifest or gain or create enough of what you need or want. Then we have scarcity of resources, which simply refers to an insufficient quantity of materials to either meet needs or demands of whatever it is you need or want. Obviously, this is a very simplified summary of this topic, but just to give you a reference as to why the idea of abundance and scarcity differs from the paradigm of competition for resources. Here's part of the message from the Hyadian beings as it was given to me. There isn't competition for resources, as the Hyadians live in balance with their environment and the population adjusts itself in alignment with what the planet can support. This doesn't mean that they have no disagreements or smaller conflicts, but conflict for them leads to self-reflection. And if they can't find solution within themselves, they turn to their community to see what may be going on for others and how they're working through it. And they also turn to their Gaia for wisdom and insight. Sometimes when there is a photonic shift in the galaxy, all species experience some type of disruptions. This can manifest as conflict, more like an internal agitation that causes them to feel out of balance or out of sync with their Gaia, their planet, and their community. It's subtle, not like anger or an emotional disturbance, but more of a physical discombobulation, if you will, kind of like feeling sick or getting a cold, as she is likely experiencing her own internal conflict within the whole of that solar system. Very interesting dynamic there. The biggest point here is that their consciousness grows and learns and expands together. And I'm referring here to the consciousness of both the species and the planet, individually and in tandem together. There's a big focus on the whole and what is truly best for the whole as a system, as well as for the individual being and the individual planet. The next part of their message deals with the absence of judgment. Judgment as a human construct is a paradigm of separation. And because the Hyadian star beings are inclusive and community-oriented, judgment is simply not part of their genetic or social programming. It simply doesn't exist as a construct within their psyche. There is self-awareness and autonomy, but not selfishness. The idea of judgment, as we experience it in the human form, is as foreign and incomprehensible to them as it would be us trying to breathe underwater. It just doesn't, you just can't reconcile the two. If you have any strong aspects to the Hyades system, you may find it hard to be around others who are judgmental or harshly critical. It's not because you can't handle the criticism. It's probably because you don't operate from that place as a default. And I don't know anyone who is truly without judgment to some degree, which is an ongoing lesson here in the Earth School. But consider this. There's a difference between having judgments and behaving towards others from that place of judgment. There's a difference between feeling or experiencing judgment towards someone in a certain moment versus dwelling in judgment as a more dominant part of your life experience. And there's a difference between noticing when others are judging or being judgmental of a person or a situation versus participating in that judgment. And if you find yourself in a moment of judgment, it's a bit counterproductive to judge yourself for having judgments. Fair enough? Just notice it. But see if you can interact with that person or that situation outside of that judgment or that frame of reference. I think you'll be amazed to experience what it's like to have judgments and still participate with the situation or person outside of the judgmental frame of reference. That's another strong part of the message that's coming through and the opportunity to reset during this alignment. A quick overview of transits in astrology refers to a time when a planet in our solar system reaches a place in its orbit where it aligns with another planet or a fixed star. They become what's called conjunct, which basically means they're close enough in orb that their energies interact and they share influence relevant to their position together in our chart. Now let's do a quick breakdown of the transits. First, we'll do the Sun conjunct Hyades, and then Venus conjunct Hyades. As our Sun transits the Hyades system, here are a few ways this could express in your life. You consciously pursue things that bring about cooperation. You are optimistic and resilient and focus on demonstrating qualities of acceptance and integration rather than dwelling in or complaining about what others find unfair. You illuminate the harmony between seemingly different perspectives. And following the Sun, as Venus transits the Hyades system, here are a few of the ways this could express in your life. You find pleasure and beauty in simple things. You give quality time and attention to others in the form of your full presence, and you desire this in your important connections as well, whether they're romantic or otherwise. You appreciate and acknowledge gestures of kindness from others. This alignment offers us the opportunity to more consciously choose activities and experiences that bring about inner peace and stillness, and also to choose people and situations based on whether you find them more stress-inducing or stress-reducing. This transit can help bring your actions into alignment with deeper values. Using this as a reset can help you move forward in a more calm and focused manner, shed old judgments and paradigms of separation, and become more emotionally resilient and discerning. I truly hope this helps you connect more deeply with your own cosmic lineages, whichever ones they are. And I hope this helps you connect with the Hyades right now during this amazing celestial alignment. Thank you so much and enjoy your self-care.